Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Oosh Brothers podcast. It's a late one. Okay, we're recording this on the Wednesday. Things have just been hectic at the Oosh Brothers' various households. So we have a lot to get through and not much time to do it in. But we still thought we'd throw out an episode for the shits and or giggles. So this is episode number 27 or something along those lines. Back to regularly scheduled programming. I don't know why I have a stroke every time I try to fucking say that, but here we are, and there we were. The check-ins. Louis, how are?
Motherfucking good, brother. Yeah, shit, yeah, just plowing along. Just working. Jacking it from time to time, you know. I'm just working on stuff, really. Yeah, I thought I was gonna have at least somewhat of a video, like, in the works, but I don't. I'm just kind of toying with multiple ideas, and once I get a better PC, then I think I'll be able to toy with more ideas because there'll be a lot more games that I'll be able to play. But currently, nothing. So
I feel like there's no rush to get stuff out, though. You know, like, if you've got ideas and you've got a concept, then the best possible thing you can do is just build. Like, if you don't have anything to show anyone, then don't rush to show them something. Like, make a video, see if you like it. If not, fucking move on to something else, or keep it in the bank. Move on to the next video until you've got like a proper backlog so you can give yourself some time. That kind of seems to be the formula that's working for me at the moment. Like, I've got the Noah's Ark video coming out this week, and I'm already done. Like, it's already uploaded, it's already thumbnailed, everything's ready to go. It just needs to, 10 o'clock or 12 o'clock or whatever it is on the Friday that comes out. And then the next, 2 or 3 nights, maybe Friday night, I might set up the lights and the green screen and shit, and I'll read through the next 3 scripts that I've got and then just chip away at it. It's like I've always got something in the bank ready to go. Been posting a lot more recently, and that seems to be, keeping my spirits up and shit like that. I think it's just it's just chipping away at it. Even if you do one small thing every day, as long as you're doing something. That's kind of the vibe.
Yeah, no, it's, I guess for me, I just kind of want to get something out there. Like, I also do maybe want to make one more video for the Louis Lounge channel, but again, I don't know what I'd do for that. So, heavens. So yeah, just stuff in the works, really. But other than that, just been playing some video games. Found Helldivers 2 on the cheap, so got that. We'll be jamming that with the bro Grey Dog at some point in the near future. Yeah. Shit, yeah. Fucking oath. So.
Fucking oath. So, I mean, for your boy, like I said, just like chipping away at the YouTubes, gaining subscribers all the time, which is great. Even though I'm only posting short form, like at the moment posting short form every day, but long form every couple of weeks, and there seems to be a spike whenever I post long form, and that seems to be going well. I revamped the bbmalloy.com website today, so I think from now on, as a thank you to those who are loyally subscribed to your boy, that's the best way to support the channels. I'm going to release my YouTube videos early and uncensored over on the website, maybe 2 or 3 days before the release date, so they get a chance to have a look. I've also uploaded all of my stuff to Spotify, because you can upload video content on there. So I spent one evening just uploading everything from the brief history of 6 degrees of separation up until now, so that I've got, like that second stream. And only because there's a lot of people who don't really like ads, so they kind of stay away from YouTube. So there's another avenue to be able to come through and view your boys' content. Especially if you like, more people have Spotify Premium than they do YouTube Premium. So it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And you can listen to it as if it were a podcast as well. You don't have to watch it, which is a huge leg up. Updated the merch store, so there's a lot of cool new designs over there and some new colours and other bits and pieces. Chipping away at that. Got through, like I said, I got 3 more scripts to go through this week. The Noah's Ark video comes out on Friday, and then in 2 weeks' time, on May 30th, I've got the Rise and Fall of Hooters video, as voted by the good people on Instagram. So that's always fun.
Sweet.
Yeah. Aside from that, man, honestly, like I had a pretty massive wake up call recently, obviously with mum's heart health and like family history and that kind of thing. I think it's really time to like double down and focus and try and lose some weight and get a little bit more fit and healthy. Like, mum was never really a big lady and neither was Nana, and for them to have their heart issues in their early to mid 50s, it kind of stands to reason that if it is hereditary, that being overweight probably won't help that scenario. So I think for me, the next port of call is to really dial in on this weight loss journey as well. So lots to focus on, lots of extra stresses that I just keep adding to myself week on week. But like it's got to be done. So I just fucking got to buckle down, I guess. But overall positive. I got a new bass guitar this week. I was pretty stoked about that. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm pretty fucking stoked all around. I've just got to try and make sure I put everything into the right compartment, if that makes sense. Like just make sure that I've got time for every little thing, which can be probably the hardest thing.
Yeah, I especially over the last week, just like at work, I've just been so disheartened every day, because it's like there's I'm still doing everything. I'm still stressed. There's still too much to do. And it's like, it's just fucking annoying having to do all the shit that I have to do plus more shit. Because no one else decides to do anything. And I think it's also annoying that like I get annoyed when customers come to the door, and because I'm the only one that they see. I'm the only one that can like serve them and actually do anything. So it's like I see that, and I can like sometimes I can't even go for a shit without people like customers walking in the door because I can hear it. There's like an alarm that goes, and I can hear them as I'm going for a shit. And it's like as soon as I try and do something, a customer walks in, or I have to go and do something else. So
yeah, it's definitely time to move on from there, bro. Like, yeah, and we've been saying it since the podcast began.
But actually, I applied today for the Flight Centre travel consultant job in Wellington.
Apply for the Masterton one too, bro. Like, on the off chance
here's the
that
thing. We also like we've been here a year. I would like to see how long I can go for in Wellington. So I'd like to stay until the end of our lease, at least, which is December. So I won't be applying for any Masterton jobs. Probably not for a while anyway, because I like it in Wellington. It's nice. It's close to everything. I bumped into Ethan Roseman randomly. He came into work. That was cool. So it'd be good to have a proper catch up with him in the near future. But yeah, I think I'll probably stay in Wellington for the next wee while, and then at some point see how I'm feeling if we want to move back to Masterton or not. I think it's just tough at the moment because the job is stressful. I got turned down for the other two jobs I applied for. I didn't even get an interview or anything. They just said, "Oh, we're looking for people with more experience and the skills that closely match the criteria of the role you've applied for." It's like, well, I have both of those, you cocks. But it's just how it goes. Yeah, so I think stick to Wellington for now. It's nice. I'm hoping to move into a bigger place. Honestly, even I'm tempted to talk to the missus and see if she'd want to move before the lease ends. Because as much as I like the apartment living, I want to have my own gaming room. I want to have my own space where I can do my content. And I can do my own shit. And not have to be worried about the whole social anxiety thing of the people above or below me. Because I don't care if they think, if they may or may not be able to hear me. I don't know, I just get anxious and I just don't like that. So, and the video, the videos that I used to make will not be good if I keep making them in here, because I will not be able to outwardly express myself as much as I would want to. So,
Yeah.
we'll see how things go. But currently, I'm just tired all the time.
Yeah. Oh, look, the only reason why I suggested applying for the Marston one as well, you don't have to take it. Like, if they offer you an interview or a chat or whatever the fuck, like, you have the ability to turn it down. The reason why I suggested it the other day, especially because there's 2 flight center jobs happening in the 2 places where Masterton is where we grew up, it's where I live, it's where Mum lives, yada yada yada. And then there's Wellington, so it's close to you and it's convenient and it's it's where you currently are. So it's almost like, and you were making rumblings of potentially moving back to Masterton. It would just it almost seemed too perfect, like it was putting it in the universe's hands. And you've got 2 sides of the exact same coin, but it's just if I was in that position, I'd be cautious to flip the coin and just see what happens. You might get the Wellington Flight Centre job and they might go, yeah, sweet, start immediately because you've got mad travel experience and you've been to all these places. And you might not even get a call from the Masterton one, it could be the exact opposite. And in that respect, you could just be like, oh, look, I appreciate the offer, but I'm going to have to say no thank you because I'm, it's a helpful coin. It's a helpful coin toss in decision making because if you have a decision to make and you don't know whether or not you want to make it, you flip the coin and you assign a different, whatever the outcome is, you assign it to either side of the coin, because that will tell you truly what you want. So one side might be I feel like an apple, and the other side might be I feel like a banana. And then you flip the coin and you get an apple, but then you go, oh, I do kind of feel like a banana. You have the free will and the ability to just be like, I'm just going to fucking eat a banana anyway. Because now what you truly want. And that's kind of like the duality of having, it just honestly, it all seemed a little bit too perfect that there was 2 of the exact same job going and you were making rumblings about whether or not you wanted to move back to Masterton. And it was kind of like, true. Oh, that would be the perfect way of putting it in the universe's hands and just being like...
But it's also like... I would have to obviously consult with the missus if she wants to move back to Masterton. Because I'm indifferent either way. I don't mind living in Wellington, and I'd obviously living in Masterton is super easy. I've weighed up pros and cons of both situations, but ultimately it's a decision. It's a 2-person decision. It's not just me. So
no, I understand that completely. But applying for the job doesn't mean you have to take the job. There is nothing tying you to the application. There is nothing tying you to Masterton if you were to get an interview or whatever. It would just be even a thought exercise or an experiment or some sort of social experiment for yourself, whether or not weighing up the options like whether or not the universe could help you in that. That's like it doesn't matter whether or not you guys end up choosing to live in Wellington or whether or not you end up choosing to come home. It makes no difference. It's just it would be if you're playing the whole field and there's two of the exact same job going, it just to me it would make sense to just be like hedge your bets. Because they're both flight center, eh?
Yeah.
Like they're not one of them's not flight center and the other one's not something else. They're both flight center.
Yeah, they are both flight center, but unfortunately, it has expired.
The Marsden one or the Wellington one?
The Marsden one.
Oh, true.
But that's but okay. But it hasn't expired on Seek, and there's two. So let's have a look here. Blah.
But there is. I'll reiterate that point because I feel like it's a good one to make. Is that like there is? They might even ring you. They might email you and say, "Hey, we'd love to have a chat with you. We'd love to have an interview or whatever."
I'm going to do it right now. By the way,
cool. But you take the day off, fucking mish over on the train, do the interview, fucking have lunch with mum or whatever, and then mish back in the afternoon. And you might not ever hear from them again, but you might have them ring you and be like, "Hey, we'd like you to start, or we'd like you to do this or whatever." Then you've got a decision to make. Like, do I make the mission, or do I hold out for something else? Or the Wellington people could call you back. And like there's so many positives that could come from this. You could get offered the Masterton position, or you could have an interview with the Masterton position, speak to them at that office, and then use that as a leg up to get yourself an interview in the Wellington department as well. Just be like, "Hey, I'm actually currently living in Wellington, and I was waiting to hear back from you guys to see if I could get that position. Is there someone I could talk to, or is there someone I could email or whatever?" And then all of a sudden you've got, you've got a choice. Like, would you like to come and live in Masterton, or would you, prefer to stay and do your thing?
Oh, it actually It has all my details saved because I applied for this job earlier today. The one in Wellington, anyway.
Through Seek.
Yes.
Did you write a cover letter outlining your travel experience?
Nah. But they do ask...
Fuck.
They do ask, like, your favourite travel business. And I said business? my favorite travel memory. And I said, look, my favorite travel memory. I felt like a fourth grader writing this. My favorite travel memory was when I went to America, and I went to Disney World in Florida, and I bought a Buzz Lightyear toy. But I obviously said it with a bit more zhuzh. So I pretty much just said, I finally realized a lifelong dream, and I bought a Buzz Lightyear toy. And I said something like, it's a memory that I'll cherish forever, blah, blah, blah.
That's good, because you didn't gas it up too much, but you also left them thinking, well, I mean, this guy obviously has an emotional attachment to travel. Maybe he can help someone else realize a childhood dream. Yeah, maybe we should give him a job.
And then I put P.S. I was rock hard during this purchase. I was bricked up.
P.S. Yeah, my hand was shaking when I handed my credit card to the lass.
Tell us about your favorite travel. No, go on.
Well, I mean, while you're applying for this job, which honestly, you just put it in the universe's hands, man, and it'll tell you the right way to go, the right answer. I pulled up the entertainment news for this week because there's 850,000 objects that will feature in the new Australian Museum of Performing Arts in Wellington, which is kind of cool. Kylie Minogue's Gold Hot Pants, which is just fantastic by itself, really. Part of a schoolboy costume designed and made by Angus Young's sister Margaret Horsburgh. She made the original AC/DC schoolboy uniform, which is pretty fucking crazy. Arts Centre Melbourne chief executive Karen Quinlan said she was hopelessly devoted, Grease reference, to the collection, which was established in 1975 and is estimated to be worth almost $86.7 million. I'd actually like to go see that. That sounds like it slaps. The museum is part of a $1.84 billion Melbourne Arts Precinct transformation project, which is slated to open in 2028. That's pretty cool. So,
okay, do you want to hear what I've written?
Yes, absolutely. Tell us all.
So I've said I've done a fair bit of international travel over the last 5 years, but my favourite memory will have to be when I travelled to America with my friend. Great food and great people, topped off with a trip of a lifetime to Disney World in Florida. What I might actually put in there is, in brackets, it is truly the most magical place on Earth, where I realised a lifelong dream and purchased a Buzz Lightyear toy, a memory I'll cherish forever. So it's pretty much copy and paste from the last one.
Yeah. But a little bit more oomph, a little bit more zhuzh.
Which is truly the most magical place on Earth. Can't. I didn't put the count.
Outside. I did not put count.
I have used several complex computer systems, including PCX3. But like, so they ask me if I can work. They ask me if I can work weekends, and I'm tempted to say yes, but I'm also tempted to say no.
I would say yes for the fact that they might get you to do one weekend day. They probably won't have you do both.
Yeah, and I can like cover again. It's like if I can get the job, upload your most recent resume.
Love a good resume.
I hope it's the right one because, like, I've uploaded the last one I uploaded had 34 Macora Road as my address.
Oh, true. Fucking ages ago.
Yeah, so we'll upload a file. Google Drive.
Oh my god.
Recent. I wonder where that fish did go. That one.
The rise and fall of French movie star Gerard Depardieu.
Oh yeah, the guy that got charged with sexual assault.
Yeah.
But he has
know what films he's been in. What was he in?
I have no idea. But what annoys me about that is that his sentence is a suspended 18-month sentence.
I see. So he doesn't actually have to go to jail.
Yeah. Right to jail.
So.
Continue.
Fuck, he's been in some shit too, bro. Asterix and Obelix versus Caesar in 1999.
Nice.
The Count of Monte Cristo. Asterix and Obelix again. The Man in the Iron Mask. That movie absolutely fucked.
Boom. I have
lots of
applied.
Asterix and Obelix.
So that's 2. 1 in Wellington.
Let's go.
And 1 in Macedon. So, also, you know how I said earlier that when I upgrade my PC?
Yeah.
So I found one.
Nice.
So I should be getting it hopefully in a couple weeks. Afterpay's fucking awesome for that. So, yeah. Huge news.
He was also in Babylon AD with Vin Diesel and 102 Dalmatians.
Alright, so should we talk about some shit then that's happened apart from
I feel like
the
we should
sexual
talk about
assault?
some shit.
Well, so I sent you some stuff.
So, Okay.
Pardon me. So there was the guy that was caught stealing an ambulance and going for a joyride. What was that?
Oh yeah.
Outside Timaru
Actually looked
Hospital.
like an amazing joyride. Yeah.
Like, so what made me laugh is multiple news outlets blurred his face, but New Zealand staff just said fuck that, and they just fully let him have it. So
Good. Fuck him.
it was a real foggy evening by the looks. He kind of missed an opportunity by not putting the sirens on, because then it's a proper ambulance joyride. But it currently just looks like he's cruising around. I mean, personally, I would have put the sirens on and then gone to Macca's through the drive-through, but that's just me. But yeah, the bro's just driving around, and then he just ditches it. He ditched it ages away from where he found it. What
Rookie.
a fucking weirdo. But yeah, that was kind of dope. Missed opportunity though. He should have done way more with the opportunity that he had. Then there was the other one of the guy. I mean, there's basketball news as well that we can talk about. If you want to talk about basketball, Ryan. You know?
Not particularly, no. Waiting for Game 5 with bated
Well,
breath.
I do. So Jason Tatum tore
But,
his Achilles. He's out for the rest of the season. The New York Knicks are up 3-1. And the Celtics are facing elimination. And they will be compared to the 2008 Celtics, who milked that championship beyond all reason. So, yeah. Big day.
Still trying to think of the last time the Bulls won a championship.
98. Three-peated.
Oh, so Michael Jordan was still in the team. That's crazy.
He absolutely
though.
was. He absolutely
Can't do it
was.
without Jordan. That's nuts.
No, can't do it without Jordan, but at least our superstar isn't this cringe dude that steals everyone else's lines.
Wild that it's come down to not basketball ability, but how cringe.
I mean, I'm not going to lie.
So,
He's a great, like, Jason Tatum is a fantastic ball player. He's got the second most amount of playoff points at the age of 27, only behind LeBron James. He's led the Celtics in pretty much every statistic during the playoffs this season. He's a very unproblematic superstar. He just gets the job done. You know, dropped 40 points in Game 4. Unfortunately, had to go out with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter because of the Achilles injury. What made me laugh the most is they wheeled him out on a wheelchair, which, if you know about the 2008 championship, Paul Pierce got wheeled out on a wheelchair in Game 1 of the finals, but that's because he shit himself. Not because he injured his knees, he shit himself and they had to wheel him out, push him out to the changing room so he could clean himself up and then come back a minute and a half later.
that's great.
And that just made me laugh, like, because it's just
Been
like
there,
the
bro.
fact that it's happened to the Celtics twice, like their superstar getting pushed out on a wheelchair, is unfortunately hilarious. But yeah, I do hope Jason Tatum does recover. I don't think he probably won't play. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't play till like the season after next, because that's like what he did
The
is like
Achilles
it's
injuries.
like a year of recovery.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just cringe. He's just, I don't know what it is, but it's like, I think it was when they won the championship and it was the world championship, which it isn't. I've had arguments in Instagram comments with people about that. And it was basically, he said, he did what Kevin Garnett did at the 2008 championship. Didn't say the same thing, but it had the same kind of vibe.
Yeah, I've seen all of those clips of him ripping
Yeah.
off people that have won championships in the past.
Yeah. But
And
I mean,
yes,
he's
it's
done
cringe.
it.
It's like people who are not Manchester United fans and how much they hate Bruno Fernandes, but can't deny the fact that he's an absolute baller. Like, oh, I hate the way that
Yeah.
he fucking bitches to the ref every 5 minutes. It's like, yeah, but he's one of the best midfielders in the Premier League.
Yeah. I
in the last 10 years. So like let's just check ourselves before we riggedy wreck ourselves and remind ourselves that he, regardless of, you know, if the Celtics haven't won a championship since 2008, that Jason Tatum, the cringiest man in the NBA, still has more championship rings than anyone in the Bulls roster at the moment, actually. So so there's that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
But
I checked. I checked because I needed
yeah,
to
I'm
make
sure.
that call at some stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, that happens. That happens when the GM of the Celtics absolutely fleeces the Nets for multiple picks, gets rid of all their oldest players.
Yep.
And when the Bulls management has no idea what they're doing, keeps Billy Donovan on after the most mid-seasons ever.
Yep.
So I mean, we've got the 12th pick in the upcoming draft. So I mean, we could get another Bazelis, or we could get, unfortunately, another Dalen Terry. We'll see how we go. But you know, could be worse. You could support Arsenal. Let's be honest.
Oh,
The
yeah.
amount of clips I've seen.
Come together.
The amount of clips I've seen of like delusional Arsenal fans, like the guy Ty on AFTV, that's like, you know, we're equally as big as Real Madrid, and it's
I
like,
could not fucking believe that.
and then but like his reasoning is, what did Arsenal do in 1902? Who the fuck cares? The Football League itself was barely 30 years old at that point. You know?
Holy
like,
fuck.
Yeah, but like the same, we're as big as Real Madrid when they're not even like, I don't think they're even in the top 5 of most valuable clubs in the world. Manchester United in their banter era have been to like 6 finals, won 5 finals, won more trophies than Arsenal have, and yet they still have the gall to say, nah, Arsenal's the biggest club. I actually saw some guy...
We're winning another trophy next week, by the way.
Absolutely. I actually saw one guy...
Fuck Tottenham.
He said this season, he was like, you know what? I'd rate Arsenal's season this season higher than Leicester City's in 2015-16. When they won the fucking title. Yeah.
Bro, that's so fucked. That's so fucked.
Yeah. That cracked me up because it's like...
Oh my God.
Leicester had won the league with like 2 games to go. Jamie Vardy broke the record for most goals scored, for most consecutive games scored in. And I'm pretty sure he won the Golden
11.
Boot.
He beat Ruud van Nistelrooy's record of 9 and took it to 11.
But I also think he was bitter because in that season, Arsenal finished second again, which they really like to do.
Yeah, well, because in the early 2000s up to like 2010, when Arsene Wenger was the manager, they were known as like fourth merchants. They were always fourth. It didn't matter what happened during the season. For like 4 or 5 seasons in a row, they finished fourth. Normally behind like it'd be United, Liverpool, and it sort of interchanged between City and Chelsea, I guess. But they were almost exclusively fourth every single time. And look, like we're sitting from a different perch at this stage because, like, yes, we might have a trophy in hand next week, but we are also 16th, and it's easily one of our worst seasons in the history of the club. Actually, like,
yeah, it is the worst Premier League season. For Man United,
we
for
lost
sure.
to West Ham 2-0. and he actually played quite a strong squad. I was like, oh, 2-0 to West Ham, he must have played teenagers. He didn't play teenagers. He played
But he's
almost
also
a full strength squad. So.
he's also dealing with the players that he's inherited from like 3 past managers.
Yeah, that's the difference. I feel like in this transfer window, if he's given a little bit of leeway, it won't be like the fucking... Who do we have before Ten Hag? Was it Ranić?
Yeah, so Ranić was the interim manager. And then before that, it was, I believe it was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for a few years.
Yeah. But they all had a different idea of what they wanted the squad to look like. So obviously Ten Hag brought in a bunch of players from the Eredivisie, and then when he left, they've got all these fucking players with Dutch experience, and they don't fit into his playing style and what he wants. So they either adapt or they fuck off. And unfortunately, because of the state the club is in, like financially, there's no way outside of cutting dead weight, which are players that have been at the club for, a long fucking time. It's not going to happen. Like, Real Betis want to keep Antony, not going to happen. Aston Villa want to keep Rashford, probably not going to happen. Like, there's a bunch of different reasonings behind this, but unfortunately, by the sounds of it, it's just, it's not going to work out.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I guess we'll just
I don't
have
think
to...
next season has much in store for us, but
No.
after the World Cup, some of those younger players, your Dorgus, your Kobe Mainus, they're going to be a little bit more seasoned. They probably would have some international time under their belts as well. I feel like 27, 28 is probably going to be where it's at for like something of a rebuild. Next year's pretty shot to shit, I would say. And so we basically just have to recover and try not to embarrass ourselves as much as we've done this year. But, 27, 28, after the World Cup, Garnacho's a couple of years older. What was that other guy's name? There's Amad Diallo, obviously, but there's the other one. Amas.
Yeah, Harry Amas.
I can't remember his name. Harry Amas. Yeah, cool. So he's going to be a couple
Harry
of years
Amas.
older as well. He's a fucking class player too.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not saying hire me to be like the director of football, but I am saying that in my Man United career mode, I'm fucking all over it.
Oh yeah.
Daniel Marlin is the best striker. He broke the record of goals scored in a season with 38. I'm just saying, they should have signed him.
Yeah.
They should have signed him. They should have signed him.
Mm-hmm.
They actually should have signed Kim Min-jae, who's now a defender for Bayern. But they're actually linked with signing Felix Nmecha from Borussia Dortmund, who I have signed. So they should hire me as director of football. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Pivoting
ever so slightly, I did want to touch on this because it's one of the bros, and I didn't actually realize it was one of the bros. I knew he was in this band, but I didn't know he was still in this band. So, the bro Levi Sheehan, he's one of the most talented fucking drummers I've ever met in my entire life. Musicians actually. He plays fucking everything. Dude is a machine. He is in a Christchurch-based death metal band called Organectomy. They have been fucking killing it recently. So dude is out there, he's fucking up the game, and he's just incredible at what he does. But, unfortunately, they are on tour supporting US band Aborted. And they, the other night, they were in Lyon in France, and they hit the road, parked at a gas station near the border with Switzerland at around 1:30 a.m., someone broke into their fucking van while they were sleeping inside of it, and nicked 2 bags, which is carrying some of the group's gear and cash. The bags were sitting in the front passenger seats, just a little bit further away from where they were sleeping. So they didn't lock the doors or anything because they felt like they were pretty safe. They haven't had any other issues. And yeah, apparently woke up, went and got a coffee, was returning some messages and shit. Inside the bags was 2 of the boys' passports, 1,000 euros from merch sales. In brackets in the article here, they've got 1,000 euros or 1,200 New Zealand dollars. I can tell you from recent fucking experience, 1,000 euros is not 1,200 New Zealand dollars. It's closer to 1,900. Let's actually look that up. 1.8 New Zealand dollars, 1.89 New Zealand dollars to €1. So 1,000 euros is $1,886.39. $1,900 the boys lost in merch sales, which is fucking insane. Like, if you're selling a shirt for, like, I don't know, €30, you've lost a shit load of money.
Yeah.
Fucking sample pad, laptop, in-ear monitors, a camera, lenses, and personal items including clothes belonging to the band. All up, the cost of the stolen items was around $10,000. So Levi was the one who's been talking to One New Zealand by the looks. Being from New Zealand, you don't expect this kind of thing to happen. I don't know what the lesson is, but I guess we'll lock the doors when we're sleeping in our own van. The band reported the robbery to French police, but were told there wasn't much that could be done. Without the passports, the band was forced to skip the Switzerland leg of the tour and head straight to Germany. We weren't brave enough. Switzerland can be quite intense, and we didn't want to get deported. Out of desperation, the group set up a fundraiser to try and recoup the cost of the stolen items and pay for emergency passport requests. In 15 hours, their story had been shared far and wide and successfully raised the amount needed. Sheehan said, "The level of support for the band has been overwhelming from the metal community. We really don't know what to say." So when the fundraiser was closed, the band had raised more than $12,000. It's all been so quick. We're extremely grateful because it means we can finish the tour and keep representing New Zealand. The band has since replaced all the stolen items and had new passports waiting in Germany. When One News spoke to Sheehan this morning, they had just wrapped up a show in Munich. He said he had not received word on the progress of the police investigation, but he won't because they just don't give a fuck.
No.
I was so shout out the bro. Like I don't think you'll ever fucking hear this. Maybe the boys from Shut Up Dude podcast will hear it. They know Levi as well. Dude fucking rips. Dude's an incredible musician, like all round, not just a drummer, but just fucking all around. He's incredible. If you're into death metal and you haven't heard Organectomy, go over and check them out. They're available wherever you get your good shit from. But yeah, pretty fucking insane. Like I was actually talking to someone about this today at work. Was that we didn't have any issues with pickpockets while we were away.
No.
We didn't even have anyone kind of snooping around. Yeah, because one of my coworkers was over in Paris the same time we were, and they went to PSG versus Genoa or something, and they actually beat them like 3-1. Like Genoa beat PSG, which was crazy.
Yeah.
But the
Wait. Genoa,
apparently
the
they
Italian
were on
team?
the
Beat PSG.
Sorry, maybe it wasn't Genoa then. Hold on, let me check. I mean, they're still first in league.
Yeah, well, they've won it.
In league.
They won it ages ago.
Yeah, I think it was Angers. Someone unsuspecting beat them 3-1 anyway, and it was apparently an incredibly good game. But on the train from Italy to France, his wife was trying to get her bag up into the overhead storage area, and this lady came up out of nowhere and was trying to help her push the bag right to the back kind of thing, but it was clearly in place, and this lady kept pushing the bag, and then she felt something like bump her side, and apparently this dude who was working with this chick had like undone his wife's bag and fished out her purse, and he dropped it. When she realized what was going on, she turned and like went to like pick the purse up, and this guy just walked off nonchalantly, like, "Oh well, I got caught. There'll be other people to rip off," kind of thing. They just don't give a shit, bro. Apparently they're real blasé, just like, "Nah, all good. Sorry, I tried, but you know."
Mad unfortunate.
And they just move on to the next person. Yeah, bro. Fucking poor cunts. Like it's that sort of shit where it's like, it's a bit fucking rude, eh? Like, you know, especially tourists. I understand there's a lot of people that don't like tourists. Oh man, fuck! There was that thing that happened the other week. And it was in Paris as well. They were protesting tourists. Like people are writing like spray painting on the walls of business. It's crazy. Like tourists go home and fucking all that kind of shit. They're just fucking sick of the places being crowded, which is just nuts. It's like,
it's fair enough though, to be real. Because like a lot of it's probably like mainly English tourists, like because they kind of suck. Like when they go over for football, like the amount of farts that they suck is insane because there's just no respect. No. So then, but we always have to like perform to our lowest common denominator, and unfortunately, like you'll get one shit tourist, and then they'll get a bad opinion of all tourists. We were fine because we were respectful, and we were big dudes. Yeah. So no one really kind of bothered us. It's expensive.
Yeah. So what else is in the news here? So, obviously we talked about Gerard Depardieu being convicted. Apparently
Gerard.
also Depardieu. Apparently Smokey Robinson has also been accused by former housekeepers. Diddy's ex-girlfriend took the stand this morning by the look of it to talk about the abuse and the quote-unquote freak-offs. There's just a lot of sexual assault and tariffs this year, unfortunately. Well, this time around. Wellington Airport's giant eagles to depart the terminal. Down. So after years and years, which is unfortunate because they're almost like a staple. I see them every single time I go to the airport. They're fucking great. They're really cool. So I don't know if they're taking out smog from the Air New Zealand desk. We're working with Weta Workshop on some exciting plans for unique, locally themed replacements to take their place. That's great, but it's kind of shitty that I don't know. Well, maybe they'll go to Weta Workshop and they'll be part of the tour or something, but...
Yeah, I'd say so. Or they could be like what we saw at Wellington Airport when we came back. And there's that little, like, Weta Workshop area that there could be remnants of there. I just hope it's not more fucking, like, World of Wearable Arts shit. I just don't give a fuck about that, and I don't think anyone actually does. Like, there's just, there's like a display where there's mannequins wearing castles or whatever, and it's just like, oh my god, how insightful, how crazy, how talented. Fuck off. Like, I actually don't care about you and your fucking cardboard castle fucking get up. I just don't give a shit. Fuck off. Fucking hell. Apparently someone died in Martinborough in a crash this week. Fuck. Big R.I.P.
Big R.I.P. Alison Robin Corney, 48. Unfortunate name. died and 3 others were seriously injured when Alan Letham's car struck the 4-seater bike. Oh, fuck. So, oh my God. So they were on one of those, like, fucking let's get really pissed and ride from winery to winery bikes. And, oh my God. He had, like, Parkinson's and shit and wasn't supposed to be driving. Oh my God. Fuck, bro. So this old dude just smoked this bike of 4 people and killed someone, and is just like, oh, yep.
Oh, was it those pedal bikes?
I shouldn't be driving. Those,
like the winery bikes?
The winery bikes.
Fuck, that's rough.
That's rough as fuck, bro. And then there's a
that
picture of
that
the
guy's
bike,
gonna get some like. I know we don't sue in this country, but there's got to be some like fucking wrongful death lawsuit kind of thing coming his way for sure.
Oh Jesus! Apparently this guy's like fucking 800 years old. Aporo described Latham as a solitary type, a kind religious man who had been dogged by ill health for decades. He has lived with Parkinson's disease and a long-term stomach tumor. He said he was admitted to hospital 2 weeks after the crash. He's had a stomach tumor. It was all there at the time, but it came back in a very bad way. He was having biopsies, blah, 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 blah. So it looks like this dude is, he's fucking like 800 years old. I travelled with him everywhere. He was always a safe driver, won't go faster than 80. My friend said you can pass him walking the way he drives. Obviously fucking not, because that fucking bike looks like it was eaten and spat back out again. General manager of the Poppies Winery. Oh, Shano. I know Shane. On the day of the crash, said that he stayed with Latham while others rushed to help the injured. I shouldn't be driving. It's exactly what he said, and it'll haunt me forever. He wasn't injured. He was just disoriented and probably in a bit of shock. I didn't see them. Ugh.
Wow. Now he'll be seeing them every time he goes to sleep, won't he?
Yep. Made a poor decision there, Mr. Latham. You fucking dick. Now someone's dead. Get absolutely fucked. NZ travellers warned of increased detention risk at the US border. Yeah, they might mistaken you for a Mexican or somebody and throw you in an ICE centre, apparently.
Good thing I went there a couple of years back.
Did the same thing. They did the same thing to that autistic girl, and they fed her up on a bunch of fucking like sedatives and shit because she was freaking out because she's autistic, and then they put her in an ICE centre and no one could fucking find her. It's a fascist regime. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, he accepted.
It's turning into a fascist dictatorship.
He essentially accepted a bribe of a $400 million jumbo jet, which is now becoming the Air Force One plane, but because it's technically a gift to what Trump and his lackeys are saying is it's not a bribe because it's because of it's a working relationship thing. However, the fact that it's also being put into his presidential library, which I only learned was a thing today, the fact that it's being put into his presidential library as he leaves office, that means it's a bribe. He's accepting a gift for looking the other way on some shit. So,
I wouldn't be surprised if someone finishes him off. I wouldn't be surprised. When that news
they already
comes
tried
across the
that.
airwaves at some stage, someone will get to him, bro. No one's untouchable. That's one thing we learned. We've learned over many, many years of assassinations, not only just of American presidents, but pop culture in general. No one is untouchable. Yeah, and JD Vance looking like, everyone's.
He killed the Pope.
He did kill the Pope.
Yeah,
looks like everyone's thumbs.
I saw something today that
anyway,
this is
fuck
going
American politics.
This is going to relate back to basketball now. But I saw something that the Pope said he lived through. Was it the Pope? No, there's something totally different. Sorry, he's a Pope-like figure. It was Greg Popovich who was their former head coach of the Spurs, but then he had a stroke. But essentially, he witnessed like the second Chicago three-peat. He witnessed 9/11. He witnessed like the Lakers three-peat in the 2000s and all that sort of stuff. And he led his team to 5 championships. And then there was a player, Joel Embiid, who we never saw go to a conference semi-finals. So
Crazy.
yeah, that was my thing. Sorry.
So they finally found out what Michelle Trachtenberg died of. You'll remember her from. She was the chick in the red bikini on the cover of the Eurotrip DVD.
I haven't.
She
I
was
have
also
not looked
in-
at that cover for a while.
Oh, dude, but still, Gossip Girl, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and Harriet the
Oh,
Spy.
yeah, that chick.
You
Yeah,
know
yeah,
exactly
yeah.
who she was when you looked at her. Yeah. Apparently, it was complications of diabetes, which is
Mad
nuts.
unfortunate.
Like she was
Big RIP.
mad unfortunate. Drake adds Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance to defamation claims.
Cool.
How much of a bitch? How much of a fucking bitch do you have to be to lose in a rap battle and then sue the person you're battling against because you got beat so bad?
Yeah, it's,
How much of a bitch, Drake?
I've been saying it for ages. He's the most overrated mid-artist of all time. He releases the same album every single time. All he does is have feature artists because he has ghostwriters for all his shit. And his record label told him to give up the lawsuit because it's pointless. So I'm just kind of letting this run its course. I'm letting Kendrick Lamar absolutely dominate on tour. He's making millions.
Yep.
It's become one of the most profitable rap tours of all time. So I'm just going to sit here, enjoy Kendrick, and also enjoy Drake being a little crybaby bitch.
Yeah. Relating to music, but pivoting slightly, there is like 5 articles in here about Lorde, and One New Zealand is just glazing like fucking crazy, dude.
I'm not surprised.
April 10th, Lorde teases new music with a 15-second snippet. Fucking awesome. Great done. Like, great work. Lorde says new single out soon. That was 5 days later. And then just 5 days after that, Lorde debuts new single at NYC pop-up event after police shut initial event.
Yeah.
Great. Lorde releases new single after weeks of cryptic teasers. That's 1 day after the pop-up event. And it says the single 3 minutes and 28 seconds in length was released at 4 p.m. New Zealand time. I'm not surprised we're beating the Raw by any means.
Yeah, but it's like
It's the one team we probably
it's a
can
playoff
beat.
round. It's a single leg.
Oh, is it like for the
Go-
Australian Cup or something?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. All right, well, I might fucking do
Ooh.
that after this. Anyway,
SofaScore. Sorry, I just saw this. SofaScore for $50 a month will give you AI insights, pre-match outcome forecasts, unlimited use across all the leagues, and context-rich analysis for $50 a month. That's you like for $50 a month you can watch it essentially.
yeah,
in New Zealand
on Sky.
anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking bullshit. But yeah, getting back to this, they're just glazing the fuck out of her, and it's kind of
Yeah, because she's the biggest New Zealand artist currently. So she's going to get glazed.
But it just, like, the last album was so mid, and to be honest, the first one was okay. Like, there was 3 good singles on it. The rest of it was kind of just trash. Like, I don't understand. And it's Lorde has announced her newest album, Virgin, will be released on June 27. I just don't give a fuck. But that's not. I mean, she's probably huge in the States as well, but it's kind of just like, Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you
Yeah,
should have seen
2017, the melodrama. Oh no, sorry, 2021 Solar Power album. That fucking sucked, dude. Like 2013's Pure Heroine was okay. Melodrama was forgettable, but Solar Power was just garbage. Like it was just not a good album. Yeah, like they're really glazing her up. Kind of gross. Oof. Anyway, autopsy confirms Gene Hackman's cause of death. Apparently, the 95-year-old had poor heart health. Who fucking knew? Like, I love the obvious bullshit when it comes to these sorts of things. Film industry anxiously awaits details on Trump's 100% movie tariff. So, there'll be 100% tariffs on foreign-made films.
Speaking of Trump movies, somehow he's been getting filthy rich. Essentially, his meme coin, which is essentially corruption because it's against the Constitution. No president sitting in office shall profit off of the people or whatever it is, and that's what he's doing, word for word. But apparently they're making a documentary about Melania worth $40 million. Because I did watch Philip DeFranco today, and he basically $40 million for the documentary on Melania Trump is overpay, because there was a documentary about the entire Civil War that was made with like $20 million. Another series which was made with like $3 million. Like she's not that interesting. Like all she does is not kiss her husband and not hold his hand, and steals Michelle Obama's speeches. And she has body doubles.
Yeah, that is a wild. Yeah, she does have body doubles. I saw that. That's
Anyways,
I've just scrolled to the top of the page for this fucking news thing, right? 2 more articles about Lorde on the same fucking line. So she announces a US and Europe tour. Congratulations. And Lorde among stars at the 2025 Met Gala. Again, who fucking cares? Man who crashed into Jennifer Aniston's gate charged with stalking.
He showed up without a shirt on.
He was like fully obsessed. He tried to what?
He showed up to court without a shirt on.
Oh, he sounds fucking awesome. Jimmy Wayne Carwile. Oh my God. Jimmy Wayne Carwile. Carwyle. Carwile. This. Oh my God. Okay. He's 48. He's from New Albany, Mississippi. Also faced an aggravating circumstance of threat of grievous bodily harm charge, Los Angeles County District Court Attorney Nathan Hochman said. Carwile, who has been held in jail since his arrest, was set to be arraigned, and his bail was set at $150,000. It was not immediately clear whether he had retained an attorney. Carwile was accused of repeatedly harassing Aniston, referred by the district attorney as only Jennifer A., but by sending her unwanted voicemail, email, and social media messages starting in 2013. How did bro get her fucking number and her email? That is well done. At 48 years old, most 48-year-olds I know are boomers, bro, that forget their fucking email passwords.
Yeah, I reckon the way he would have got it would have been just like public records.
Dark web in it. Or public records, yeah. Then early Monday afternoon in LA's wealthy Bel Air neighborhood, Carwile crashed. I can't get over that last name, bro. It sounds like someone saying Carlisle, but they have a speech impediment. It's Carwile. Crashed his vehicle through the front gate, causing major damage. Prosecutors said a security guard stopped him in her driveway before police arrived and arrested him. Police said Aniston was at home at the time. There were no reports of anyone being injured. Messages left with her representatives seeking comment were not immediately answered. Carwile could get up to 3 years in prison if he is convicted and charged. My office is committed to aggressively prosecuting those who stalk and terrorize others, ensuring they are held accountable. Also, she's incredibly rich and incredibly famous, so he'll probably get the full slap on the wrist, I'd imagine. Aniston bought the mid-century mansion on a 1.3 hectare lot for $21 million in 2012. Not sure why that's relevant, but she became one of the biggest stars in television on NBC's Friends. Blah 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 stuff we already know. Blah blah blah. Oh my god, Carwile, so good. What the fuck? And then, look, to round it out, we've just hit the hour mark here on the Oosh Brothers podcast. To round it out, if any of you have even been had a sniff around fucking Instagram reels recently, you would have seen that Brad Pitt is currently in the country, hanging around Auckland, filming something.
I have no idea what he's filming.
No. Which is weird. But, he was in New Zealand for his latest film, Heart of the Beast. Something that I'm definitely not going to go and see. The movie told the story of an ex-Navy SEAL and his dog stranded miles from civilization, with New Zealand doubled for Alaska. Yeah, I can kind of see it, I guess. But in terms of why this has made the paper, so the video is him at McDonald's in Auckland somewhere. The fan's mother posted the video on Facebook, which showed her daughter approaching Brad Pitt while he waited in the drive-thru. "Hi, just could you say hello to my dad?" she asked the movie star. "Hi, Dad," he said, throwing away for the camera. "All right, moving on. Happy Easter." And then he brapped off. So fucking good on him. The reason why this has made the paper is because McDonald's is now offering a free quarter pounder to those with the first name Brad. So anything for clicks here in New Zealand, anything for just a sniff of attention. Which is, so this time around, if you can prove that your name is Brad, oh no, the promotion ran out. Okay, to be eligible, users must be registered on the McDonald's app before May 12th. Oh no, you're sweet. It's just as long as you were registered before May 12th. If you were registered on May 12th before May 12th, 2025, and your name is Brad, you can rock up to any McDonald's in Auckland and get yourself a free quarter pounder on the house, on the proverbial, because it's just, and the fine print. The offer was only available on the fast food chain's app until midnight on Sunday. So if you're Brad and you're in Auckland, firstly, like and subscribe. Secondly, you clearly missed out. God, they really will do anything for a bit of attention, won't they? It's kind of cringe. Oh, I mean, I don't mind a quarter pounder, but it just, Christ Almighty. Any fucking way. I think it's time, bro. What do you reckon?
Yeah, absolutely. It's bedtime.
Yep, it's fucking snooze o'clock. I'm gonna go. I think I have to make a short form video before I go to bed, which I'm really excited about. And then I've got to edit out the swears in my latest YouTube video. Yep, editing out the swears, one of my favourite parts. There's so many swears. And then we're good to go. But fuck yeah. I will wish you and the good people out there a quarter pounder oosh to tie it all in.
We're a bit late for Star Wars Day, but may the oosh be with you.
Oh, may the oosh be with you. All right, oosh.